He gets all the way up to an opal, so, I mean, come on, you can't beat that.
Yeah, that was some of the best My Team stuff, in my opinion, all those Kobe challenges to overcome and evolve that card. Now, we've also heard that My Team Unlimited is returning for NBA 2K21. Did you get any details on that, Blake?
Yeah, Unlimited is coming back for sure, and there's also going to be new ways to compete as well, so you're going to want to keep your eyes out for
and nothing. Well, the G League continues to be a great asset for the NBA. Great stuff, David. Thank you. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for him.
And it's really been a nice trend for him over these last several months. He's been steadily improving in terms of his scoring output. That extra production making him more valuable the further we get along in this season.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Brown out there with Shabazz Napier. And it's Bonga in at the 3 spot. And for the Pistons, on the wings, Kennard and Snell. Wood out there with Griffin. And it's Rose in at the point guard. And out of Japan, a real interesting prospect. Hachimura, especially now that he can stretch the floor.
Yeah, he found the 3 ball in his last year of college. Hit over 40%. You combine that with the size, the motor. He is really versatile. And I feel like he's putting it all together.
Here's Napier following the score by Derrick Rose. Right side, Bryant. Shot clock at 6. Baseline J on the way, and it's Napier missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Rose passes to Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
And that's the trademark Griffin finish. Get in tight, elevate, and throw it down with authority. Big fella is a beast down low.
Here's Bonga. Back to Napier. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Rose. Dishes it to Griffin. 2 points. That one goes.
No, Kevin, no one's ever questioned his court vision. Rose playing unselfish basketball, being the leader this team needs him to be.
Here's Bonga. Brown outside. Bonga, the pass to Napier. From 12 feet out, it's hauled in by Wood. The Pistons have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Back to Griffin. Here's Snell. Napier covering. Snell kicks to Kennard. Buries it from 3-point range. A lot of opinions, Doris, on who may be named the coach of the year. When you look at the criteria for you when you're voting, what do you look at?
Well, obviously, you think about who has the best record. That's the first thing you look at. And what has contributed to that best record. But it isn't only about that, right? You have to consider, number one, what's the roster challenges that head coach may have had to overcome? Did he have to deal with any mid-season trades? There are so many things that go into making up a great year as a basketball coach in the NBA. So many things.
And good that time.
Well, Kevin, that's simply about feel, right? Derrick Rose in pick-and-roll situations has such a good feel for the right decision.
Now, here's Napier. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against New York.
I thought his physicality was crucial, too. You know, he kept the defense on their toes and repeatedly got to the free throw line.
Detroit with the ball. Following the three-pointer by Washington. Pass to Wood. Takes a 3. Another 3 for Detroit.
For real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Now, here's Bryant. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Bonga, and Washington again with the bucket. 1:04 left in the first quarter. Griffin down low. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
And it's Brown missing.
Well, that's a case where a guy's trying to make a play, trying to take it up strong, but the defense was ready.
That shot by Griffin, no good. Wizards trail by 4. Here's Bunga. Some solid defense from Rose. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Snell, the pass to Wood. The Pistons working the ball around now. There's 14 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Rose in the post. Napier covering. Rose, that's good. Rose has got 6.
You know, Kev, because of his toughness, Rose does this with regularity. Converts inside against duress.
Here's Brown. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's the... And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
So on the floor for Washington, Wagner out there with Mahinmi. Then it's Robinson. Then there's Ish Smith. And it's Hachimura in at the 3.
Well, a new era begins for the Washington Wizards, right? A change in the front office. The team has tried for years to rebuild in a number of different approaches. Perhaps a fresh outlook for fans under new guidance gives this team new hope. You want to contest this guy's shot, but you absolutely don't want to send him to the line. He will make you pay.
Robinson against Brown. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And for the Wizards and their new front office doors, a tough task ahead of them.
I think so, Kevin, because first and foremost, they need to change the culture of the team, right? Too long, there had been a lack of accountability in D.C., and I think once they address that, the rest of the rebuild could come easier.
Wagner can't hit.
Well, the defense flat out awful right there, and he couldn't punish them for their mistake.
Count that one. Mikhailov's got the lead up to 7 now for the Pistons. Washington shooting for the game at 42%. Smith for 3. Doesn't go for him. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Wizards beat them last time when these 2 teams met in Washington.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
They were forced into tons of sloppy play, and I think they'll be looking to be more composed tonight.
Here's Robinson following the bucket by the Pistons. Puts up a 3. Yep, it goes. And the Piston lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Smith.
You simply must play better defense than that. This guy is too good from distance.
Here's Galloway. Lays it up off the glass. Galloway's got his first basket.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shot.
And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, in Blake Griffin, the Pistons have their biggest star in years, probably going back to their championship team of 2004. A return to all-star form for Blake meant tremendous individual numbers last season. The Pistons hadn't won a playoff game in more than a decade. Still not the result they want in 2019. Pistons will be trying to capitalize during Blake's prime. Kevin, we'll see where this franchise goes from here.
We sure will, David, but he's a terrific player. Thank you so much. Ring shot on the way, and it's Brown missing.
Boy, he really wanted that shot, trying to make the defense pay for leaving him that wide open.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. Boris, when you watch the game now, Biggs playing on the perimeter, who can really defend and hold their own outside the lane we've seen?
Well, you think about a guy at the rim like Clint Capella, who is a great shot-blocking force. But in today's NBA, he's got to be able to guard the pick and roll, make the necessary switch. And because Capella has got great feet, and because he can move laterally so quickly, he might be 6'10", 6'11", but he can get out and switch in the pick and roll. It is a thing of beauty to watch.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Well, missed opportunities, and they can certainly add up. You cannot afford to take that kind of shot.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Smith against Rose. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Pistons. On Saturday, they'll take on Marc Gasol and the Toronto Raptors. Then on Tuesday, they'll go back home and will be hosting the Orlando Magic.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best, but if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Bryant comes in for Mahinmi, and it's Napier in for Wagner. Here's Rose, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Christian Woods checked in for Detroit. The free throw drops for Rose. And Kennard came into the league viewed mostly as a shooter, but he's been able to provide much more than that.
I mean, better than you think when he puts the ball on the floor. Learning how to lean into defenders and step back to open up the shot is a better playmaker than he gets credit for, and we should see him take on a larger role as he develops.
Well, a tough first quarter for this guy. You like to see the shot go in. Nicely done.
The Wizards shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Wood kicks to Rose. Leaps for it. And stolen by Napier. Drops in the breakaway layup.
And that's a momentum shifter. A steal leading straight to the basket.
Rose goes in, and the rejection by Smith. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession. Here's Rose. And so we wrap up the first half. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, welcome. Derrick Rose taking care of business in this one. He had 13 points, 2 rebounds. Man,
we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. A fantastic game from Derrick Rose in this one.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. On the floor for Detroit, at the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Rose is out there with Kennard, and it's Wood in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And showing some toughness on that take. Hachimura, these kinds of buckets can energize a team.
outside Rose. To the inside, Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
That's how you share the rock. He does this time and time again.
Over to the left wing. Here's Bunga. Another shot. Hachimura the pass to Bunga. And at last, they get one to fall. Pistons leading by 7. A little over a minute gone here in the second half. Rose scanning the floor. All alone. A nice shot by Griffin. Griffin's got 10.
And they continue to control the glass.
The pass to Bryant. Snell from outside, and another 3 for Detroit.
Boy, everyone is getting to their spots and then capitalizing. 3 for 4 in the quarter. Beautiful.
Pass to Napier. It's Brown on the wing. Here's Hachimura. The kick out to Brown. 5 on the clock. Plays it up and banks it in. Brown's got his first points of the night.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
Offside Rose. Over Napier. Again, the Pistons score.
Boy, excellent start to the second half. They've missed just once in 5 attempts.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Casey has found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." And that's what I've done. So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David. Back to Brown. Passes to Bunga. Rose against Bryant. It's stolen. Now Detroit moving it up. Can he keep it going? Here's Griffin. Pass to Kennard. Goes back up. And Napier pulls it down. And so Napier will bring it up for the Washington Wizards. Down by 12. And a nice shot by Bryant. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Three-pointer. Doesn't go that time. And the Wizards now going the other way. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's his first foul. And the Pistons, entirely new group now out there. Here's Hachimura. He's got 8. No one near Smith as he lets it go. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
You know, he's going to continue to bury those if that's how they're going to be in.
Here's McKayler. And here's Brown to the middle. And the jam by Doumbouya.
I'll tell you, that vertical ability he has puts him in select company in NBA power forwards. May not have great size, but boy, he plays bigger than it.
Pistons leading by 9. Now Brown taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
The Pistons have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game. Langston Galloway's checked in for Detroit. And so he's able to get 1 of 2. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Robinson misses. Pistons have gone 6 of 10 from the field in the third quarter. Galloway kicks to McRae. And the pass to Henson. 12 seconds left in the third. Clock at 6. Here's McRae. That's no good. Couldn't get his first shot to go. And so it's the Detroit Pistons with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. And they've done a fun. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates, Greg. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. They've got Robinson. Brown out there with Hachimura. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Smith in at the 1 spot. Oh, and here comes Robinson all alone. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Goes it up high. Rebound, Washington.
And the timing just not there on that attempted alley-oop.
Just a missed connection, and it happens. I'm sure they will go back to it if given the opportunity.
Here's Mikhailuk. Detroit, no good that time either. Wizards trail by 10. Shoots it up. And it's Robinson that time on the assist by Brown.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
I'll tell you, we have seen, Greg, great execution from both teams. Neither one giving an inch here.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Now here's Rose. Down low, Griffin. Count the basket. And it's a 12-point Piston lead. We hear this a lot, Doris. The great offense always beats great defense. Think that's true?
I do, Kevin. I think obviously a defender is usually in reactionary mode. It's the rare defender who is dictating to the offensive player what they want to happen. So imagine trying to impact LeBron James as he's playing in the open floor with a head of steam. Like, good luck with that.
Yeah. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ish Smith. That is his first foul of the game. Outside Rose. Doris, in 2004, the Charlotte Bobcats became the NBA's 30th team. When do you think we're going to see another team added, whether it's an expansion or even multiple expansions?
Well, let's go directly to the most important source, and that's Commissioner Adam Silver, who has said that expansion is inevitable, but right now not a huge priority. So, you know, listen, we've heard Seattle is on the short list of cities that wants to get a team, and what a great city, what a great NBA fan base. I hope someday we get back to Seattle.
So much history up there. You're correct. Griffin kicks to Kennard. Up and in on the layup.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
He gets that one. Kennard's got the lead up to 14 now for the Pistons.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
Here's Brown. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Pistons leading by 12. 1:56 left in the fourth quarter. Rose with the ball. Pass to Wood. 6 to shoot. Off target from three-point range. Enzo Bryant will bring it up for Washington.
And it's all about getting to the right spot. And Hachimura did just that in transition.
Shoots the three. Up again. And Griffin stays with it. Griffin's got 10 points in just the second half.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip in.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. We've got 1:23 left in the fourth quarter. Whoops, they pick off the pass. Here's Bunga. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. Bunga's got it back down to within single digits for the Wizards. Detroit's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Left side Rose. In the corner, Kennard with it. And that one off the back of the rim and in. And the Pistons lead by 10.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Pistons.
Fewer miscues made the difference.
Yeah, I mean, a great all-around effort. Not only did they minimize their turnovers, but kept the pressure up on D, forcing the other team to commit turnovers.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one. It was a dazzling game for Blake Griffin.
What a relentless scoring night for this guy. In attack mode all evening.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Thon Maker's checked in for Christian Wood. Doumbouya comes in for Tony Snell. Brownie's checked in for Luke Kennard. And Knight subbed in for Derrick Rose. Inside, here's Griffin. And the basket by Maker.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
Well, for all intents and purposes, this game is over. Just a matter of time here.
Basket counts.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. Even early on in this one, thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it.
unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
So you're going to want to keep your eyes out for that.
Blake, you and I know the community loves that competition in My Team. What did the devs give you in terms of insight into competitive My Team?
Well, you will be competing for championship rings in NBA 2K21. That's it. That's all I can say, but there will be more ways to play and compete in My Team.
I like the sound of that.
I know something that we're really excited about is that your progress carries over from
And David, AZA, thanks. And a chance now to take a look at some numbers for him.
And he's been very active with his hands. How about the steal numbers this month? He's been really hounding on the defensive side.
And now Washington's starting group. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Napier is out there with Brown. And it's Bunga in at the 3. And for the Hornets, we've got Bridges. Bismack Biyombo is out there with Washington. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Graham in at shooting guard. Here's Bunga. Here's Hachimura. Good on the three-point shot. This end of the season awards already being debated. What did it mean to you when you were named All-NBA?
Well, it meant a lot, especially in my era, again, of playing against the best power forwards I feel in the group of all time. And so it meant a lot. There's only one power forward position, and so to be on that All-NBA team, it's something that's more special to me than being an All-Star, because it's not about being the best 12 or 24. It's about being the best 5 in the league. And so those moments were always special, being named the first team NBA.
And like you said, you played in the golden era as the best players ever to play that position.
I tell you what, I think I played in the era where anyone that you would have picked in the power forward from the Western Conference, I couldn't have been upset at over myself, because everyone played in such a dominating fashion. The teams were winning, and I knew personally how hard it was to guard these guys one-on-one.
Washington, that's good.
There isn't much this fella can't do, and just to prove it, he goes to the finger.
And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes play. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And his coaches and teammates love that. They want Hachimura getting after it more on that offensive glass.
Washington, and it's blocked by Brown, and it's out of bounds. The Hornets able to retain possession here. And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way.
And that's a gift if I've ever seen one. They've got to communicate much better out there.
Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Now here's Napier. He picked up 21 points in their last win against New York.
Yeah, as good of a scorer as he was in that game, he was even a better passer. A lot of assists for him.
Bridges with it. Bunga pulls it in.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Brown the pass to Napier. Back to Brown. Wizards passing it around. 6 on the shot clock. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Hornets trail by 5.
For so long, the Hornets have been a perimeter-oriented team. Chris, now they need to find an impact big man.
Yeah, well, G.A., remember, they did have a couple of good years with Al Jefferson, where he was a force inside. But that was the last time the team made the playoffs. More balance in their attack would do wonders for this offense.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Zeller, he's checked in for Biyombo. Dwayne Bacon comes in for Miles Bridges. And it's Batum in for Rozier. Now, here is Smith. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Here's Hachimura. Good on the bucket. Hachimura's got 7 points.
And showing some toughness on that take. Hachimura, these kinds of buckets can energize a team.
Wizards leading by 6. Pass to Smith. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Yeah, they have dialed it up a notch here, really battling to extend this run.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first.
And you can see they're struggling from the field.
No good on the quick 3. Robinson. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop.
Well, this is what Smith does best, keeping his eyes moving to set up the open man.
Zeller dishes to Batum. Back to Zeller. There's 45 seconds left here in the first quarter. And it's Graham missing. And there's the call on Cody Zeller. That's his first foul. Washington leading now by 8. Smith finds Mahinmi. Robinson against Batum. Over to the wing. The Wizards shooting their first foul shots of the night here. And the first one drops.
And although he started playing the game later in life, Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
His free throw shooting is something they never need to worry about. He doesn't even know how to go through a cold streak.
Here's Graham. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Well, when Batum, Kevin, spots a wide open teammate, he zips the rock to him quickly. Just exceptional vision.
Smith the pass to Wagner. 4 seconds left.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. They've decided to pound the ball inside, using their physicality to set the tone.
And so it's the Washington Wizards going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And we'll be right back after this. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Governing the split of second chance opportunities, Jay. I mean, that's what has them in the lead after one.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Hornets, Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Batum is out there with Terry Rozier, and it's Bacon in at the 3 slot. Chris, of the guys you went against and played against, who would have benefited from today's style of play the most?
Oh, man, I got a few names. Billy Owens. Billy Owens, to me, was a guy like a Kevin Durant. No, he couldn't shoot like that, but he did everything on the floor for us there in Golden State. And I think in today, an open game for him where he could get going, oh, man, that would just be incredible. I also think of a guy like Detlef Schrempf. He could post up, he could pop and pick, he could shoot the ball deep, he could shoot off the dribble, finish on the break, whatever you wanted, he could give it to you that way. And I think for both guys, that size, that sweet spot, 6'7", 6'8", but played like a little bit of a guard, those two guys come to mind.
Biyombo is checked in for the Hornets. And a change for the Wizards. Longa's checked in. Here's Brown. And the layup's good off the glass. Brown's got his first basket of the night.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Charlotte's had to wait a bit the last few years. Now, the city hosted the All-Star game last season. But for the Hornets, they've gone 3 seasons without a playoff appearance and 15 seasons without winning a playoff series. In that time, the franchise has had 7 head coaches and a shifting front office. But Buzz City is hoping that its wait for playoff relevance will end soon. Kevin?
We all are. David, thank you. Here's Napier. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami. There's Bacon. Bridges kicks to Rozier. Charlotte moving it around. It's stolen by Bryant. It's Brown with the drive. Napier finds Bryant. It's Brown on the wing. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Just 5 to shoot. Bonga, no good.
The D hanging tough and stopping what would normally have been easy lay.
And a new regime in Washington as they have moved on from the previous GM. A lot to do here.
Yeah, GN, it's not an ideal cap situation to work with. Fans are excited to see what can be done. They need to land a few big free agents. It hasn't happened for the Wizards in a while.
And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And the basket by Rozier.
A fantastic shot by Rozier. I mean, exactly the kind of shot you want him taking when he's got space.
Napier, and he uses the glass on the layup. Napier's got his first 2 points.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
In transition, here come the Wizards. Fires the three. It's Biyombo with the rebound. Hornets trail by 16. Now the pass to Rozier. Dishes to Biyombo. Out left to the wing. Here's Bacon. Pass to Biyombo. Here's Rozier, defended by Bryant. Unloads from 13. And the basket by Rozier. Rozier's got his second basket of the night. Here's Napier. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Bacon. And he goes in for the dunk.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Yeah, Kevin, you're right. They needed that. And I love that he just didn't settle for the lay-in.
Pass to Bonga. Brown right side. Sinks that one from the post. Brown's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Offensive rebound. Biyombo, the pass to Zeller. A beautiful reverse layup.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
35 seconds left in the first half. Knocked loose. Passes it to Bonga. Brown dishes to Napier. Lets the three fly. It doesn't go for him. Hornets trail by 14. There's Bacon. From outside, off the mark. And the foul on Dwayne Bacon. That's his first foul. There's 10 seconds left in the first half of the game. Bonga, the pass to Napier. Shoots over Graham, and it doesn't even draw iron. And so we conclude the first half. Wizards out.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2. Washington had no problems getting going. Competing with a chip on their shoulders, they started things off with an 11. That's all for now.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Here's Graham. Second half is underway, and here's who Scott Brooks has got on the floor. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Shabazz Napier out there with Brown, and it's Bonga in at the small forward.
Well, Coach Scott Brooks has seen success in the past, respected coach who has won Coach of the Year, but the heat is on in Washington.
Yeah, he hasn't had great luck here with the Wizards. I mean, new management this year might be evaluating him. I mean, he could be a make-or-break season for Brooks.
6 to shoot. Hachimura, the pass to Bryant. And the shot goes in. And the Wizards lead by 14.
and really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Here's Rozier. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Rozier's got his third basket of the night.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
You'd like to see a little more energy coming out of halftime on the defensive end. Yeah, and the Hornets, they'll be one of the more disciplined teams you'll find in this league. Keep mistakes to a minimum on both sides of the ball. That's a big part of why the Hornets are tough to play.
Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Charlotte. Robinson's checked in for Washington. Ish Smith comes in for Napier. Rozier kicks to Graham. Charlotte moving it around. From the line with the putback. It's good on the putback.
They're on target from the start of the half. I mean, they're moving well. They're getting some good shots. That makes them 3 for 4 from the field since halftime.
Brown the pass to Bryant. He dishes it to Smith. Robinson against Batum. Smith outside. There's the pass to Brown. Shoots over Graham. That one a little long. And Chris, for the Hornets, as we know, their coach Borrego preaches preparation.
Well, yeah, and it shows in the stats, Kevin. I mean, they're the best in taking care of the ball. The team does not take silly fouls on defense.
To the paint. Here's Bryant. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but true contact. He'll head to the line.
Wow, that is a strong move there to go in for the dunk.
The Wizards have been perfect so far from the free throw line, 6 for 6. Mo Wagner's checked in for Troy Brown. Fans, broadcasters love to see teams get out and attack in transition. Would you like to see the league crack down on intentional fouls that will halt that break, slow down that break, stifle that break?
No, because the home fans or the fans of the team that's fouling doesn't want that team to get out and get an easy 2 points. I mean, we still have to have defense in the game, so anything that takes away from teams scoring, you just can't say, well, we want to watch them score, don't do it. No. And very honestly, if you're an unselfish team, usually on those breaks, it's usually because a player holds the ball too right. Usually they have another open player in front of them that they can pass it up to. And if you're an unselfish team, usually you'll still give the fans what they want. And that's a crazy highlight on your break.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
All right, it's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
Here's Biyombo. Pass to Washington. Outside Batum. The finish. And the dunk by Robinson.
An agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
Rozier against Smith. And now here comes Robinson leading the break. That one goes in. Robinson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
They get it back. Biyombo kicks to Rozier. Outside Batum. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Graham. Here's the 3. That one's not going to go. Now the Wizards take it the other way. And the foul called on Bismack Biyombo. That's foul number 2 for him. Some changes for Charlotte. Zeller, he's checked in for Biyombo. And Bacon subbed in for Terry Rozier. Passes it to Hachimura. The baseline J. And Washington again with the bucket.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this high, a great chance to extend this lead.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ish Smith. That's his first foul. Miles Bridges, he's checked in for Washington. Then for the Wizards, Bonga's checked in, and it's Napier in for Smith. Here's Graham, and he banks in the layup. Graham's got 9 points.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Bridges passes to Graham. Over Napier. Good on the 13-footer. He's got 11.
And now they're shooting it pretty well. That was not something we would have said in that first half.
And there's the pass to Hachimura. Banked in off the glass. And the Wizards lead by 16.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
Well, the results are clear as day. Great approach coming into the third quarter. We'll see if they can keep it up.
And so it's Washington in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. We come back right after this. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
No, it's quick decision making. You see a guy open, you can't hesitate. That's an outstanding play.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Bridges out there with Bacon. Then there's Batum. Then it's Cody Zeller. And it's Graham in at the point guard. So that's the lineup for Charlotte.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
Brown the pass to Hachimura. Kicks to Napier. Jacks up a three. Hornets with the rebound.
Now, he hasn't chipped in with many points tonight. The good thing he has the guys around him to carry the weight.
Just rising up with purpose. Allow Bridges to get this kind of positioning. He is going to hammer it home.
Batum against Brown. Pass to Bryant. Now here's Napier. Defense is right there. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. Pulls up on the wing. Bridges with the board. Hornets trail by 15. Feeds it to Zeller. And the dunk by Zeller.
One of the more positive attributes of Zeller, the explosiveness to play above the rim on a regular basis.
Napier kicks to Brown. Pass to Hachimura. Zeller grabs the board. Zeller's got 4 rebounds in this game. There's Bacon. The offensive rebound. Great positioning on the putback.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
That's only the first turnover, guys. He's been safe as an option for them at the offensive end.
And the Hornets making a change here. Washington's checked in. Here's Graham. Here's Zeller. Passes it to Washington. Charlotte moving the ball around. Bridges passes to Zeller. Here's Graham. Zeller. Nice persistence to chip it back up and in. Zeller's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Hornets.
And the work ethic of Zeller. Now, that's what makes him dangerous when scoping out opportunities on the offensive glass. Yeah, with no defensive pressure at all, you've got to be able to make that mistake.
Rozier, he's checked in for Charlotte. The Hornets have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. The pass to Washington. Here's Graham. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Graham's got 14 points here in the second half. And so Brown will bring it up for the Washington Wizards. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. And there's the foul. It's on Miles Bridges. That is his first foul of the game. Hachimura, the pass to Bonga. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Drops it in from 14 feet away. And the Wizards lead by 8.
And with that basket, he puts a stop to the 13-0 run there by the Hornets.
And Zeller kicks to Graham. Back to Zeller. Pass to Rozier. There's the dish to Zeller. And the dunk by Zeller.
Really taking advantage of every scoring opportunity. They've somehow found a way to make this thing exciting.
It's good.
Well, that's a well-deserved assist. Not every player has the vision to make that feed.
Yes, once again, he remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
He is such a focused, intense competitor. Zeller rising to the challenge at the biggest moments.
It's deflected.
And not sure they've got enough time to save themselves.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you, GA, but I've seen crazy things happen.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
It would be a shame to make all this progress and let them off the hook. Gotta keep the pressure on.
Pass to Hachimura. He kicks it to Brown. Shot clock at 6. Here's Napier. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And a big play there to mute the crowd.
And guys, the only noise we're hearing now is coming from the visitors' bench.
And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Zeller.
Substitution for your Hornets.
And so it's Washington with it. 6-point game. And here's Brown outside. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
A nice shot by Zeller.
Well, in college, Zeller showed great ability to face up and knock down mid-range jumpers. He's just now doing it more consistently in the pros. The inbound play works to perfection. You gotta love to get those quick hitters.
And so it's the Wizards with the W. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time.
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
progress carries over from current gen to next gen.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, you can start playing on current gen on September 4th and, you know, collect cards, keep going on your progressions, and then migrate over to the next gen, and you get everything that you did. Your progression, your cards, your My Points, your VC, and your tokens all carry over to next gen.
Yeah, I know one thing the community...
And the starting lineups have concluded. So just sit right back and relax. We'll be back in just a moment.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
We welcome you to Noche and let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for him.
The most positive thing about his last 10 games, the work on defense. His mindset has become very aggressive. The steals are up, and he's becoming a big factor on the defensive end.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Brown out there with Napier, and it's Bonga in at the 3 slot. And for New York, Payton is out there with Barrett. Then it's Taj Gibson. Then there's Mo Harkless, and it's Randall in at the 4 slot. And it's good, 2 points.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish and transition, nice and easy.
Payton up top. Napier covering. Gibson against Bryant. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And the Wizards now going the other way. Last time they met was in Washington.
Yeah, and in winning that last game, they attacked the basket aggressively. Drew a lot of fouls in that game.
2 things are a product of that. 1, you shoot a ton of freebies. 2, the other team goes deep into its rotation. Neither one of those 2 things is going to work. Guys, when you consider the New York Knicks roster, there is some talent amongst their young players. More than a handful of their guys in their first 3 years in the league. Kevin Knox, Mr. Robinson, and Mr. Dotson all could be factors for them in the future.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Doris with the youth. The Knicks added Dennis Smith to that bunch as well.
No doubt, Kevin, this was a player they had their eyes on. So when you couple Dennis Smith Jr. with some of the young assets they've collected over the last couple of years, there's a ton of young talent coming up in New York right now.
And the Knicks miss again.
3 straight misses to begin the game, not the start they were hoping for.
And he slams it one-handed.
Boy, that was quick. Already out to a double-digit lead.
Wow, they've come out strong, control the pace, assert their will. Nice.
Now, here's Barrett. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
Boy, and defensively, he had them off balance. He was able to come away with 4 steals.
Count that one.
Boy, after missing 3 straight, they finally get one to go down.
For the New York Knicks, they come into this one following a loss to the Hawks in Atlanta. Brown inside. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for Napier. He's averaging 10 points a game, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. Well, fans of this team will take this kind of production from him without hesitation.
I'll tell you, he has been a solid contributor. They have called his number, and he has delivered for them.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for Gibson. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Maurice Harkless. Inching our way toward the end of the season here in the NBA, Doris, and just how much fatigue after all these games and all these months and practices and travel, how much fatigue are these players feeling, you think, right now?
Well, I think NBA players like to tell us, come March, come April, everybody has bumps and bruises. No one is 100%. What you're hoping to do as an NBA organization is manage the rest that you can possibly give to your guys down the stretch of the season, because the healthier you are going into the postseason, the better off you're going to be.
New York comes into this one following a loss to the Hawks. Tries it from 9, and that one is good.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Here's Ntilikina, covered by Smith. Here's Robinson. Rebound by the Wizards.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
And there it is for him.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end, Greg. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Oh, and a fast break for the Wizards. Here's Bunga, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
They have used their size and their strength to get off any shot they want. They've dominated on the interior.
Now, here is Robinson. That one falls. Robinson's got his second bucket tonight.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Here's Bullock. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Robinson.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And offensively, a little bit of a careless toss. You could have used a better angle on that pass.
Portis, he's checked in for New York. And a change for the Wizards. Wagner's checked in. Here's Hachimura. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against New York.
And the other thing, guys, he really got after it on the backboards. What a complete game for this guy.
The pass to Portis. Over Wagner. From 8 feet away, he drops it in.
Unselfishness can be infectious. Terrific teamwork.
That's a 2 from Smith. Again, the Wizards score.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Bullock passes to Robinson. For Mahinmi. Wow, way off on that one. Outside Robinson. And again, Washington with the triple.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
No doubt, Greg. On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are.
And so it's Washington controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. Defensively, they have gotten after it.
Defense is 80% of real.
A young player with an advanced understanding of defense, and his length gives him an edge.
And his defense is something he enjoys. If he can put it all together at both ends, he's a player you can build around.
We welcome you back to Noche Latina. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports, and always exciting. And quite a position here for the Wizards to be in. What do you guys think?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So on the floor for Washington, we've got Brown. Ish Smith is out there with Robinson. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Wagner in at the 4. And here are the Knicks now. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
Absolutely ferocious finish from Mr. Knox. Just salute him.
And for Frank Ntilikina, some questions as to where he is best suited.
I mean, for me, I like when he plays more off the ball. I mean, he's shown that he could become a scorer when he only has to worry about that aspect of his game. Still very young and has a great set of skills with which to work.
There it's checked in for New York. Elfrid Payton comes in for Ntilikina. Then for the Wizards, Thomas Bryant comes in for Mahinmi. And it's Napier in for Smith. Knicks have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. And Barrett slams it in.
I have to be aware of Barrett. He's solid at recognizing when it's time to go for the alley-oop.
Outside Robinson. Off target from the wing.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
Stolen by Robinson. And here we go. Washington fast break. Lob pass to Bryant. The 3 ball. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And Wagner pulls it down. Washington's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Robinson for three. Kept alive. Great positioning on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Payton surveying the floor. Steps back and drains the jump shot.
Well, 9 times out of 10, that probably is a miss, but somehow he finds a way.
And Robinson wide open. He shoots. And it's Robinson again missing.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Here's Payton. It's deflected. They recover it. And Portis throws it down. Enzo Bryant will bring it up for Washington. Robinson for three. That's in, coming off an assist from Bryant. Robinson's got 19 points.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And stolen by Napier. And here we go. Washington fast break. Bryant's running. And Bryant slams it in.
Way ahead of the field. He can do pretty much whatever he wants.
Big time play right there, showing the activity and ability to impact this game.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Taj Gibson's checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Randall comes in for Portis. Harkless is checked in for Elfrid Payton. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Wayne Ellington. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much. And a fast break now for New York. Here's Harkless. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Clearly a foul.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. Well, it's a new front office in Washington, and Greg, they've got their work cut out for him.
John Wall's huge Supermax contract as he deals with the Achilles injury. Tough questions to be answered about the direction they're going to take talent-wise.
The Knicks making a switch here. Ntilikina's checked in. Smith for 3. The shot is good. And so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
And he gives up some size on that play, but the defender fails to close the gap.
It's incredible to me how players have become so adept at creating just enough space to get the shot off. Nicely done.
Randall outside from 18 feet away, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. Randall's got 4 points in the quarter.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Wizards out front, running away with this one.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Washington in control. They are completely in control. Thanks for joining us.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. New York shooting 40% from the field. Barrett is out there with Payton. Then there's Mo Harkless. Then it's Julius Randle. And it's Gibson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And that's the group for David Fizdale as we begin the second half.
He got a little ahead of himself there, trying to pull the team even.
Well, that's a big miscue, and you hate to see that happen at this point in the game.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. Here's a look at what's coming up for Washington. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. Then on Sunday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And for the matchup with the Sixers, it's going to be a battle for this group. You get the feeling they'll need to be at their sharpest if they want to come away with a victory.
Well, you talk about a player who's a consummate pro, Taj Gibson.
No doubt. Taj is a guy who has always approached the game from a veteran standpoint. He's a great leader, great defensive player, and in between the lines and out, you can count on Taj Gibson.
Here's Hachimura. Uses both hands to slam it down.
And proving to be effective around the rim, Hachimura leaving no doubt about that one.
Peyton, that's good. Washington's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. Pass to Hachimura. Back to Napier. On the wing, Brown. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Oh, and he misses the dunk. Inside, Randall makes it off the glass. Randall's got his third bucket of the night.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
And Gibson sends it back. And they'll keep possession. Pass to Napier. Pass to Hachimura. Second chance shot. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Hachimura's got 6 points.
And his coaches and teammates love that. They want Hachimura getting after it more on that offensive glass. Oh, and just a soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley.
I got to say, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going. Here's Brown. That's in, coming off an assist from Bryant. Bryant's got his third assist on the night.
Well, he just creates enough separation to get a quality look from the mid-range.
Down low, got a piece of it. Here's Randall. It's tipped.
And that's a welcome sign for sure. Hachimura demonstrating a willingness to want to improve as a defender.
Napier kicks to Brown. Over Barrett. And it's Brown missing.
I think this is a spot he has got to become more consistent from if you want to command the defender's respect.
A lot of competitors in this league, Doris, and you've got to be that way to play at this level. I know you have a list of competitors that you admire a lot.
It's those guys, Kevin, who have that insatiable desire to win. The guys who absolutely despise losing, who it almost hurts. It's painful physically. Giannis Antetokounmpo is driven to be great. He wants an NBA championship. LeBron James has got multiple titles and continues to pursue greatness. What I love about great NBA players, it's never enough, Kevin.
Back to Napier. 5 to shoot. Here's Bryant. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the and here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul, seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
To the middle, here's Knox, and he uses the glass on the layup. Knox has got his second basket of the night.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Nice shot by Smith.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass.
Robinson, that's good. Robinson's got his first bucket of the night.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, for Washington, D.C. basketball, they have one title to their name, the champs back in '78.
What a run that was for that team led by the great Wes Unseld. But boy, in the 40 years since that title, my goodness, fans of this franchise have waited so patiently for that return to greatness. When will it come?
Here's Hachimura, defended by Portis. It's blocked.
This is the effort they need from Kevin Knox on the defensive end. What a block.
Here's Robinson, and it's Robinson with the jam.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Oh, trying for it, and it goes out of bounds. That went off Robinson.
Well, when you're careless with the basketball, you can expect that to happen.
The Knicks have gone 7 of 11, a lucky field goal percentage here in the third. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Ellington finds Portis. Banked in off the glass. Portis has got 6.
Outstanding pass, on time and on target.
Smith drives in. He misses it. He's 4 for 7 from the floor. Now the pass to Ellington. To the inside. It's stolen by Mahinmi. And here we go. Washington fast break. Wagner good.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Three seconds left. No good there. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Wizards out front, delivering the blowout. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
And, Greg, nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Taking a look at the Wizards. Wagner out there with Pasekniks. Then there's Grant, and it's Uthoff in at the small forward.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Right side, Portis. And he banks in the layup.
Works that one inside nicely.
Washington has gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the three-point shot tonight. Very respectable. And the basket by Pasekniks.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
Grant the pass to Uthoff. Here's Wagner. It's blocked. Smith against Grant. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And you spend any amount of time watching Dennis Smith Jr., Greg, his leaping ability makes for some impressive highlights.
Kevin, he's got the size and the off-the-charts athleticism. Now just trying to figure out how to realize his obvious potential.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Gibson comes in for Bobby Portis, and Maurice Harkless subbed in for Kevin Knox. And there's the foul. Will go on Shabazz Napier. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Dotson.
Turnovers weren't a story for him early on, but that's changed. And now they're definitely having trouble keeping possession and momentum.
Grant, that's good.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Smith scanning the floor. Dotson in the corner. Sinks the three-pointer. Dotson's got his first 3 points of the game.
And that field goal percentage climbing now above 50%. They look like a different team here in the second half.
And taking care of the ball has been a problem for them.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
Here's Ntilikina. He's covered by Grant. Ntilikina kicks to Dotson. And it's off from three-point range. Wizards have gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. Here's Schofield. Utah passes to Besekniks. Grant gets a wide open look. Off target with his three. For New York, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter start. Out of bounds, Washington takes possession.
That looks like a lack of focus. You've got to question what he was trying to accomplish there.
And so Grant will bring it up for Washington. He dishes it to Napier. Back to Grant. Launches a three. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. Napier's got 4 assists in the game.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
Well, credit the offense, though. If you're going to come with casual defensive effort, this team's responsibility is to take advantage, and they do.
And a trying summer for the New York Knicks fans. After trading away Porzingis, they were hoping to get a big-name player in free agency, Greg, and they didn't.
You know, shocking they refused to offer the max to Kevin Durant. I mean, there were concerns with the Achilles, but instead he ends up in Brooklyn. Combine that with fans' disappointment at missing out on Zion Williamson, and the saga continues.
If you were coaching, Doris, and you could run your offense through any center in the game, and let's take guys that are playing right now because they can go back in history and the names are under us. Who would you run your offense through at that position?
Probably a guy that the casual NBA fan is not as knowledgeable about as they should be, Kevin, and that's Nikola Jokic. This is a young, early 20-year-old who may be the best passer out of the post position that we've seen in a generation. Jokic is a guy who can handle the ball from three-point territory. He can take it off the window and initiate your offense. They run him like a point center, and it's appropriate because he's unselfish and gifted as a passer.
Gifted, great word to use, you're right. Portis, he's checked in for Maurice Harkless. Hachimura, he's checked in for Washington.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Wizards.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Robinson.
No doubt he came to play tonight. This guy has been aggressive and effective.
Washington's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Pass to Hachimura. Grant, right side. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question, GA. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Hachimura, and he gets the bucket.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
And I couldn't agree more. What makes it that much more impressive, they're doing it on the road.
Here's Smith. Passes it to Portis. It's good.
And this is what they're asking for from Dennis Smith Jr. Keep your eyes up and be ready to make a play for your teammates.
Kicks it to Grant. Lets it go with a 3. Here's Besekniks, and that one drops.
When you're trying to claw your way back into a game, you cannot allow second chance opportunities.
Well, how about the effort on the glass? Even with this lead, I love that they're still going after it.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says...
and lower body fluid, and goaltend. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltending.
I know one thing the community was absolutely asking for is that sense of progression and putting in that time and having it pay off between generations, so that's a great thing to hear.
So Blake, what are you excited to do in My Team in NBA 2K21?
Just delve right in. For me, the most fun part about My Team is starting fresh, honestly. When you get that new game, you pop it in and you build your team from those bronze, silver, gold tier players.
That's the United States Supreme Court building here. We are...
Well, guys...
Yeah, and he has their confidence. David, thank you. And now the opening lineup for Detroit. At the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Kennard is out there with Derek Rose. And it's Wood in at the center position. And for Washington, Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Shabazz Napier out there with Brown. And it's Bonga in at the 3. Here's Kennard. Pass to Wood. Back to Kennard. Steve, compare it now to when you were playing. Did teams go deeper into their benches than they used to?
Yeah, they do. I think because of this load management, resting players. So you see a lot of guys play a lot. And also what they've done right now with the G League, being able to bring guys up. They use those guys, and I think it helps a lot, even not on games, but in practice. You'll see more guys are involved in giving guys rest.
Yeah, that makes sense. Passes it to Bonga. Launches it. They get it back. It's good on the putback.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Craig, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. And stolen by Napier. Wide open. Gets that one to fall after missing his first two. 1 for 3 from the field.
Beautiful ball movement. Draw and kick. The defense can't catch up.
And the pass to Snell. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Snell's got 6.
Nice pass by Derrick Rose, spotting a wide open guy from the corner of his eye.
Pass to Bonga. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And so it's Detroit with the ball. Over in the corner, Brown. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Lets it go from deep. Rebound by the Pistons, coming off that loss against Philadelphia. Snell kicks to Rose. Inside, Wood. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Derrick Rose being aggressive off the pick and roll, doing a nice job of coming off screens and finding his teammates.
And Bryant slams it in.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop. Here's Kennard after the basket by Washington. And Thomas Bryant gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Mahinmi's checked in for the Wizards. Robinson comes in for Brown. Now Rose. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game. Just 5 on the clock. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin.
You see Griffin keeping his eyes up, looking for a hole in that defense. Well, the Pistons, one of the more successful franchises in NBA history. 3 titles and many other trips to the NBA Finals. Only a handful of franchises can say that.
And let's take a look here at some numbers for Napier. His last 10 games, he's putting up 13 points a game, just over 2 steals and 4 assists. And you love his anticipation. All those steals, he's always a step ahead, reading plays before they develop.
I mean, high-level feel for the game allows him to gamble with a purpose. Does he get burned once in a while? Sure, but not as often as he guesses right.
Now, here's Maker. Makes it off the glass. And Smitty, you were talking about the Pistons, a history of success, of championships. But the last 10 years have been difficult.
Pistons have struggled the last decade. You're so right, Kevin. But this team has a track record of not staying down for long. Detroit doing what they can to return to championship contention.
There's Galloway following the basket by Thon Maker. Galloway dishes to June Boyer. No good from outside. Wizards trail by 6. 56 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Hachimura. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
You have to push Hachimura out of there if you're the defense. He's a real problem on the interior.
Brown feeling it out a bit. Three-pointer. And Wagner pulls it down.
Okay, that's frustrating. We work hard to get these open looks. You know he liked that one back.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Here's Galloway over Smith. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
A different look here for Detroit. Henson comes in for Thon Maker. And McCray subbed in for Bruce Brown. That free throw good from Galloway.
After going undrafted, Langston Galloway in 2015, he was named to the all-rookie second team. It's a terrific story.
This one for three. McCray, no good. For three, Smith. He made it! He made it!
Yes, he did!
Yeah. Big time shot.
Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. Pistons lead by 2. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
Throughout the first quarter, they did a great job of just running the offense.
Credit the game plan coming in. They've identified the right matchups, and the execution is there.
We've got Wagner. Robinson is out there with Ish Smith. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. And it's Hachimura in at the small forward. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington.
Attacking the defense with the pass. Don't need to be a hero.
Here's Galloway. And foul on the shot. So, folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And it's Smith missing.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
To the paint. Here's Henson. And Detroit again with the bucket.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And it goes out of bounds. That went off Robinson. Now that we have a second, take a look at the teams that have scored the most points off turnovers over the last 10 games. The Wizards second.
I mean, they've gotten a little more aggressive defensively. You can become a more confident team on that end, and so much of it, I think, has to do with forcing turnovers and creating offense.
And here we go. Washington fast break.
And it's all about getting to the right spot, and Hachimura did just that in transition.
Doumbouya, no good, shot missing. Now Washington takes it the other way. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
Yeah, I think they prepared to face more defensive pressure, and that one didn't happen, and boy, they just rolled.
They came in focused and ready to play, and despite facing little resistance, they never pulled back.
And it's Smith missing.
Still trying to find the range. He hit one in the first quarter. Nothing since. A little undersized at the 4, but he can get off the ground.
Galloway, the pass to Doumbouya. Pass to Mikhailuk. To the wing on the left. Here's McCray, covered by Smith. Clock at 6. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Now, Smitty, if you were playing today, who would you least like to see coming at you on a fast break?
I think in his prime, it would be LeBron James. Russell Westbrook is another guy I'd be kind of afraid of. I know it'd be a collision. But I say right now, it has to be Giannis because of the force and his jumping ability and the way he just glides to the rim.
Yeah, it'd be a nightmare. You're right. So it looks like the Wizards will retain possession here. Bruce Brown, he's checked in for Jordan McRae. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Back to Brown. Shoots over Brown. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. The Pistons on offense. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Derrick Rose putting pressure on the defense. Always looking to draw contact.
The Pistons shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And taking a look at their free throw statistics on the season, right around 74%.
And the Wizards making a change here. Mahinmi's checked in.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Now here's Napier. He's covered by Rose. That one's good, and the Piston lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Brown. Rose goes in. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Rose has got 5 points so far.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint. And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Washington shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. Good on both. Detroit leading by 8. And Smitty, Blake Griffin stepping up his game in every way since joining the Detroit Pistons.
Kevin, last season was a career year in scoring, and he's doing so much on the floor. Rebounding and passing are a big part of his game now, and he's leading the way for this team in a lot of ways.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
A uncontested shot at the rim, you have to compete at all times.
The Wizards with another miss. For Detroit, they've gotten nearly everything to fall for them here in the second quarter. They're a great 7 of 8 from the floor. Brown finds Rose. Passes to Wood. 6 on the shot clock. And the layup is good. Wood's got the lead up to 12 now for the Pistons.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Gets the three-pointer to fall. Napier's got 5 points now in the quarter. For Detroit, they've gone 8 of 9 in the second quarter. Very nearly perfect from the field. Rose attacking. Yep, it counts.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Napier passes to Bonga. From the wing. That one doesn't drop. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. It's Detroit up by... All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, good to see you. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. And that should...
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Kind of like what Rose has done in this one so far.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the court for the Pistons, on the wings, Kennard and Snell. Griffin is out there with Wood, and it's Rose in at the point guard.
Playing at his tempo, his pace, he's been dialed in all night.
The pass to Brown. There's the triple. Good on the triple. Brown's got 5 points so far.
He might not have the long range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
Snell, that's good.
Derrick Rose moving the basketball with ease, really setting up his teammates, setting the plate for them.
It's good, and the Piston lead is cut back down to 8. An important basket there from Napier.
3 straight to begin this half. Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
Outside Rose. Pass to Kennard. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 4 assists now tonight.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Here's Hachimura. Bucket is good. 10 points for him.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
Rose in the post. Napier covering. And that one, good.
The last thing you want to see from the defense is Derrick Rose starting to find a rhythm with his shot.
Hachimura. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. To the left wing. Now here's Rose. Not a lot of room. Puts the move on. And he sinks the layup. And the Pistons lead by 10.
It doesn't matter if the defense is hanging all over Derrick Rose. He is still draining shots in their grill.
Hands it from downtown.
And what a fantastic start here to the second half. They have yet to miss.
And then Griffin with the dunk.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Napier kicks to Brown. And that'll be 2. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Smith, the pass to Bryant. Stolen. And now the Pistons fast break. Rose has capped the ball. And the dunk by Maker.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
And there's the foul. It's on Tony Snell. That is his first foul of the game. Smith for 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Smith's got his second bucket of the night. Well, Steve, it's expected that we'll eventually allow 18-year-olds to enter the NBA draft. You're a proud Michigan State alum. Are you concerned players may miss something by choosing to skip the college experience?
You know, Kevin, in this situation, for sure, there's some players that I would say is going to make some mistakes and maybe come out too early and not be ready. But I think we have to allow them to have these decisions and not have these decisions taken away from them. I love college, but there are some guys that are just ready to go play in the NBA, just like other areas of life. When you're ready, you're ready.
And the dunk by Maker.
You can fall in love with floating around the perimeter. I like it when Maker attacks the rim.
Robinson kicks to Smith. Brown outside. Pass to Robinson. 50 seconds left in the third. Back to Brown. 4 on the shot clock. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Efficient performance from him. Not the case for everyone else on his team.
Here's Rose.
Derrick Rose, the former Memphis Tiger, has a great combination of speed and athleticism.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
And with his percentage at 87, he's done just about everything they could have asked when it comes to free throw shooting.
And it's Smith penetrating. And Maker sends it back. And they're on the break. Here's Mikhailuk. And the three off target. Wizards trail by 12. Passes it to Brown. Now Smith. He's covered by Brown. And there's the pass to Brown. Back to Smith. Wants to get it to Robinson and does. Off with the layup.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
What a performance for... And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Smith is out there with Robinson. And it's Brown in at the small forward spot. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. To the middle. The shot's good from Kennard.
Looking to make plays for others. We've seen this from him all night.
There's been an emphasis on ball movement, and he's been a major catalyst.
And so Griffin will bring it up for Detroit. Next game for them, they'll take on the Raptors at Toronto. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. Washington making some changes. Bonga's checked in, and it's Napier in for Smith. And Detroit with a change here, too. Wood, he's checked in for Maker. Shot clock at 6. Here's Snell, defended by Bryant. Count it. Kennard's got the lead up to 13 now for the Pistons.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Pass to Bryant. Here's Bonga. Now here's Napier. Brown feeling it out a bit. Detroit with the rebound.
He looked just a little out of rhythm. He's still trying to establish consistency from there.
Kennard kicks to Rose. And there's the foul. Will go on Shabazz Napier. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
On defense, Washington trailing by 13. On its way from Rose for 2. Washington with the rebound. Hachimura's got his 4th rebound in this one. Down low, it's tipped. Stolen by Rose. A shot by Griffin. Nobody around. Goes back up. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. The first one falls. Both shots good from the stripe. You know, the league is trying to maximize competition, Steve, and flatten the draft lottery odds has been one way to do it. Will that be enough, or is there still work to be done in that regard?
You know, I love the way they've done it so far, but I still think they can tweak it even more, and we'll get a better product on the floor where teams get a chance to compete for all 82 games. I like what I'm seeing right now.
Clock is at 3. There's Brown with the 3. Rebounded by the Pistons. Griffin's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Rose passes to Wood. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got his 9th assist in the game now. Feeds to Bryant. They need this, and it's good on the layup.
This is what the analytics prefer. Shots at the rim or from 3.
And here's Rose. Pass to Snell. And taken away by Brown. All by himself. Napier with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. Pass to Brown. Kennard with the rebound.
He liked to have that one back. That's easy money.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Pistons.
A few times this season, turnovers have cost them, but they really kept the ball under control.
They were both focused and relentless.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season. And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Derrick Rose.
Throughout the night, he was their catalyst at the offensive end. Play after play was run through him with great success.
46 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Kennard. Outside Rose, beyond the arc, trains the three-pointer. And the Pistons lead by 16.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
And guess what? It's going to be a fun flight home. Total team effort. Big win on the road.
Fires from the wing. Bunga hits the bucket. There's 21 seconds left in the game. So it's the Pistons now. And so the Pistons can now just hold on to the ball. Now here's Rose. Napier covering. Rose with the ball. From deep. Off the mark. And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up for Greg.
unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
tier players and are able to, when you finally get that.
A stunning view of Capitol Hill. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for him.
And he's been very active with his hands. How about the steal numbers this month? He's been really hounding on the defensive side.
Here's the starting group for the Charlotte Hornets. We've got Rozier, Washington out there with Bismack Biyombo. And there's Monk, and it's Graham in at the 2 spot. And for Washington, Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Shabazz Napier out there with Brown, and it's Bonga in at the small forward position. Here's Rozier. Hachimura grabs the miss. And one of those little spark plug guys, Terry Rozier, plays the game with, Greg, I think a chip on his shoulder.
I mean, the story goes, as a kid, when his temper flared, his mother would have to sit on him until he cooled down. He's learned to channel that fire and emotion into his game.
And it's the Hornets ball. And here is Graham. Here's Beyond.
Oh, that was something else. When he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for him.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And the defense has to be aware of this. When you don't put a body on him, you pay the consequences.
It's stolen by Brown. Napier passes to Bonga. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. We play just over a minute here in the first. Graham kicks to Rozier. Now Graham. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against the Heat in Miami.
And that didn't come at the cost of his defense. In fact, I think it fed his defense. He had 4 steals in that game. The D making that layup looked very uncomfortable for him. Good aggressive work down low.
It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Here's Hachimura. He picked up 12 points in their last win against New York.
Man, yeah, and don't leave out his rebounding, Kevin. I mean, he had a big impact in that game with all his effort on the glass. Well, he's not focused on the D on most possessions, but you can forget about him altogether. Yeah, and the Hornets, they had a very strong bench, not only with their scoring, but how they impact rebounding and passing. I mean, one of the better benches in this league.
Rozier for 3. Hachimura grabs the miss. Wizards have gone 50% for the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. He lobs it up.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Takes the 13-footer. Jump shot is good that time. Graham's got his second bucket of the night. And the Hornets have had a strong bench for a while now.
Yeah, depth isn't a problem for this team, Kevin. Having a formidable starting 5, though, has been. They need to consider trading some depth for an upgrade at the starting position.
From 11 feet away, again the Hornets score.
And you see the improvement in that mid-range game by Monk. He really wants to be a knockdown threat from all 3 levels on the floor. Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. Now, here's Rozier. Napier covering. It's good.
Oh, man, elevating his passing ability. Dimes like this from Rozier help him establish chemistry with his guys.
And Malik Monk is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Robinson's checked in for Washington. Smith comes in for Shabazz Napier. The Hornets also with the sub. Bridges checks in.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Appreciate the effort, though, making his presence felt defensively.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Cody Zeller comes in for Biyombo, and Bacon subbed in for Monk.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
The Wizards shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
Oh, you gotta love Rozier skying up for the dunk. Really seizing the opportunity and capitalizing with his tremendous leaping ability.
The Hornets have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. And there's another one for the Hornets.
Yeah, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
The drive by Smith. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. And here's a good chance now to show you the rookies that in the second half of the season have been getting it done at the free throw line. Well, you look at Hachimura, 4th in the league, and as consistent as they come at the free throw line.
No doubt he's earned his spot among the great rookie free throw shooters through hard work and repetition.
Here's Robinson. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Wow. The high activity of Smith is what creates these chances, using his quickness incredibly well.
Now, here's Bridges. Defense right on him. It's tipped. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Hachimura. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it? Here's Washington, hoping to put that miserable performance against Miami behind him tonight. Passes it to Hachimura. Lays it up and banks it in. Hachimura's got 8 points.
You have to push Hachimura out of there if you're the defense. He's a real problem on the interior.
Here's Washington. And we'll be back with you shortly. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
With the game being fast-paced these days, you can expect this from a lot of teams, but they did it very well.
Setting the floor for the Hornets. Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Rozier and Monk, they're the backcourt. And it's Bacon in at the 3.
And when Hachimura is looking to score, it sometimes forces the D to get aggressive. Love the energy.
The Wizards shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. Just when you look around the NBA, which player most emulates the style and approach that you have? And you were special. But so you've got to have a very special category for this one.
Well, thanks, kid. That's flattering. I like to be in the categories with these guys because I'm such fans of them. But Blake Griffin, when I think about him, and also Joel Embiid, the fact that Embiid can shoot out on the floor, he can space up, but in the post, he likes to go to work as well. I just think he gives you such a mix of offensive moves that you can't stop, that as a defender, you're always worried and on guard and looking over your shoulder because you don't know what he's going to hit you with because he has so many options.
But in my mind, there's only one Chris Webber.
Oh, thanks, man.
You just can't teach that size. Bridges has the wingspan, those broad shoulders, just a tremendous rebounder for a wing.
Now, here's Bridges. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. That one's good, and the Washington lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Bacon.
Well, he's not going to get an easier look than that. You don't need to double team him, but you can't leave him all alone.
Here's Mahimi. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
It's stolen by Smith. In transition, here come the Wizards. Second shot opportunity. Mahimi passes to Wagner. Here's Hachimura. And again, Washington, no good. Charlotte's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's Bacon. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Pass to Washington. 6 to shoot. Bridges dishes to Monk. For Mahinmi, the putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Washington's got the game tied up here for the Hornets.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Well, this is what Smith does best, keeping his eyes moving to set up the open man.
And C-Web, when Ish Smith goes to the rim, he is so deceptive. You just don't know where he'll go.
Yeah, Kevin, sometimes I feel that Smith doesn't even know where he's going. You know, but he's a crafty player that keeps defenders off balance with his change of speed. He gets the job done.
And Chris, a very unique experience playing in the nation's capital. What was your time like with Washington?
Oh, I love D.C. Oh, I love Chocolate City. I mean, the surrounding areas of D.C. love the team as well. There's something special about playing in the capital.
Here's Graham. As you can see from his numbers, he's been a key component in their offense. He's averaging almost 18 points a game.
An under-control player in close. Even when Bridges is under pressure, he just stays committed to his move.
Here's Wagner. Pass to Bonga. The second chance effort. They shoot again. And stolen by Biyombo. Graham surveying the floor. 1:49 left to play in the first half. And the dunk by Zeller.
One of the more positive attributes of Zeller, the explosiveness to play above the rim on a regular basis.
The three. That one, no good. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Wizards beat them last time when these two teams met in Washington.
And their last time playing this club, foul trouble became a big problem for them. Their starters had to take an early stint on the bench.
Yeah, and they can't afford a repeat of that. They need a lot more minutes out of their core group.
Biyombo, that's good.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
The kick out to Brown. Nice ball movement by Washington. Graham with the ball. Biyombo fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Mahinmi's checked in for Mo Wagner. Rozier, he's checked in for Charlotte. Wizards trail by 8. Napier kicks to Bryant. And so Washington again turning it over.
And let's see the stat sheet here on Miles Bridges, how his last 10 games have gone. Getting around 12 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all they need, especially in tight games. 1 or 2 plays can make all the difference.
Now, here's Rozier. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. Graham kicks to Zeller. Hits the front of the rim and out.
He gets the playground jumper and can't make good on it. So he don't get many chances easier than that.
You know, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
For Washington, they have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. That free throw good from Brown. And Brown drops them both.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Here's Graham. Napier covering. Charlotte no good that time either. And here we go. Washington fast break. Brown's got the ball. That's good, and it's Bryant with the assist. Brown's got 4 this quarter.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you. The first quarter for the Hornets was fairly even. They never dug too deep a hole for themselves. And that...
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Hornets leading by 4.
And so many issues for this Wizards team the last few seasons have been due to a lack of an inside presence.
Yeah, inside scoring has been a problem, GA. I mean, they've had to lean heavily on outside shooting. Also, though, they've been struggling with rebounding.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Taking a look at the Wizards. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. On out there with Napier. And it's Bunga in at the 3, the small forward. Now, here's Rozier. Napier covering.
And that's terrific D by Hachimura. He's shown he has the strength and length to match up against almost anyone.
Napier feeling it out a bit. There's the pass to Brown. Here's Bunga. Over Monk. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Bunga's got his second bucket tonight. Here's Rozier. Basket good. And the Hornets lead by 4.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Napier kicks to Brown. Back to Napier. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. Chris, over the last 40 years, a steady decline in offensive rebound. Largely due, I'm guessing, to the concern with transition defense, right?
Definitely. And let's give respect to offensive rebounding that it should have. Whenever you had guys like Rodman, Popeye Jones, guys that used to just, you'd have nightmares about because they were such great rebounders. Ben Wallace. Well, now it's a little bit different because those guys were playing the 4 position, right? So now at the 4 position, you have to get back on defense because if you're not, guys are shooting threes from Curryland in the 4 position because the game has evolved. And so now it is better to get back in transition than trying to get an extra possession for your team. You still want to attack the glass. You just want to make sure you know who's in the game at that time because now you have guys leaking out, getting a quick shot on that other end.
Graham with the bucket.
He'll take advantage of that kind of soft defense every time. Just give him a chance to attack the basket, and he will.
Robinson kicks to Napier. Here's Hachimura. And the shot is long. Charlotte leading by 5. And here is Graham. And the layup's good off the glass. Graham's got 4 this quarter.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
That's the art of rebounding in a nutshell. Box out, hold your ground, and haul in the miss.
Monk, the pass to Biyombo. Back to Monk. All sorts of time. Rebounded by the Wizards. Bryant's got his 5th rebound in this one. Hachimura, the pass to Smith. And Malik Monk is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. The Wizards making a switch here. Mahimi's checked in. Zeller, he's checked in for the Hornets. Miles Bridges comes in for Malik Monk. Passes it to Hachimura. Outside for Robinson. Just 5 to shoot. From past the arc. And it's Napier missing. Mahimi passes to Robinson. Smith outside. Pass to Napier. Nice again. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Hornets leading by 7. 1:31 left in the 3rd quarter. And the Hornets miss again. For Washington, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the 3rd quarter. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Napier's got his first 2 points of the night.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Bridges against Robinson. There's Bacon. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Bacon's got 6.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pass to Robinson. Smith outside. Puts it up from 12. Almost, but it rolls out. Hornets have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Washington passes to Zeller, and that one good. Zeller's got the lead up to 9 now for the Hornets.
He has great body control for a big man. Zeller takes the hit, but keeps on finishing.
Here's Robinson. Troy Brown's checked in for Washington. Hornets leading by 9. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Now, here's Monk. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. And he gets it to go. Monk's got his second basket of the night.
And how committed is Monk there on the attack to the rim? When he puts it on the deck, he's looking to take it all the way.
Martin from outside. No good on the last second attempt there. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Hornets on top as they end the 3rd quarter on a 12-3 run. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the 4th quarter gets underway. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Great vision. He's a gifted passer. Has his finger on the pulse of this offense.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And on the court for Charlotte as we start the 4th. Inside, Cody Zeller and Bismack Biyombo. And there's Monk. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Graham in at the shooting guard. Thomas Bryant, he's checked in for Robinson. Here's Graham. He's covered by Brown. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
I'll tell you what, he's tenacious on the drive, isn't he? I mean, Monk constantly looking to get to the free throw line.
He hits both from the stripe. Hey, Chris, this year Pioneer Chuck Cooper inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Long overdue, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, he was the first African-American player ever to be drafted. I mean, let's just think about that. The Jackie Robinson of basketball. He paved the way, and what he endured, and his teammates, by the way, of all colors, is well documented. And I think the Celtics need to, and I think they will retire his number 11 and have it hang up in that famed Raptors of theirs over there.
I agree.
And although he started playing the game later in life, Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
We've played just over 1 minute here in the 4th quarter. Here's Graham. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. And the Hornets lead by 10.
With the second half he's having, I mean, his field goal percentage is way up there.
Wizards passing it around. Smith finds Brown. 18 feet out, and he can't bank that one in.
Knowing the kind of competitor he is, I know he's upset with his performance and with the score.
That one goes. Count it. And now it's a 12-point Hornets lead.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Monk with the ball. Brown on him. Here's Graham. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
Once he turned it on, he became a force in this game. Not sure where this guy was in the first half.
The drive by Smith. Yep, that one goes. Smith's got 4 points in the quarter.
Oh, you better respect the lightning speed of Smith, jetting towards the basket with this insane quickness.
Now, here's Biyombo, defended by Bryant. And Zeller gets to Green. Back to Zeller. And almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot 2 here. And with Cody Zeller, he has a very workmanlike approach when he's on the floor.
Yeah, Kevin, and that's what Zeller is all about, playing a simple meat and potatoes type game. I mean, what he does won't show up in the box score, but it'll show up in the standings.
Shabazz Napier's checked in for Washington and stolen by Zeller. And now here's Rozier, the fast break chance. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
Pressuring the ball and making a play that created the opportunity.
I mean, it all starts on the defensive end. When you're active and willing to gamble a little bit, the payoff can be big.
Napier passes to Bonga. 5 on the clock. Wizards need to get a shot off here. And it's Brown missing.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
Chris, the other day, Adam Silver has been talking about how the All-Star game, that system, is not working. He's been proactive in considering alternatives. What do you think?
Well, I love what he's done already. Let's think about the All-Star game in 2019. Letting guys pick their players like old school on the park. I mean, that adds a little bit of ego, and that's what you want because we want competition. We want guys that like each other, don't like each other, that are playing against each other, that we're in the finals against each other. We want all that competition, all that mental game that goes into it. And so I love the fact that he's outspoken, that he's definitely ahead of the problem. But I think he did a great job by letting players pick their teammates because that already causes a little in-team drama that we'll see play out on the floor with how hard guys are playing.
And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for Charlotte. They've allowed just 7 points here in the 4th quarter. It's stolen by Bryant. 44 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Brown the pass to Hachimura. Inside, picked off in midair. The drive by Bryant. It's stolen by Monk. The pass to Washington. From 11 feet away, the shot's good. And the Hornets lead by 17.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Showing remarkable poise and focus throughout the game. A sustained effort across the board.
Hernan Gomez down low. And it's sent back by Bryant. And so it's the Hornets taking care of business in this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and
shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
the amethyst. It's like gold at that point. So it's just really progressing, building my collection, really just creating the dream lineup, getting my favorite players throughout the different eras and putting them in a mode and progressing my way through and just building. It's just my kind of mode. It's so fun. I'm looking forward to getting started on it.
All right, thanks, Blake. We look forward to
And a quick look here at some of the numbers for him.
And he's been very active with his hands. How about the steal numbers this month? He's been really hounding on the defensive side.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. They've got Taj Gibson. Barrett is out there with Elfrid Payton. Then it's Randall. And it's Harkless in at the 3 slot. And for Washington, Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Shabazz Napier out there with Brown. And it's Bonga in at small forward. And so it's the Wizards getting on the board first. Randall no good.
Well, the big story from the Knicks last season was the surprise trade that sent Porzingis to Dallas. Shook up the entire roster.
Well, never easy to trade a franchise player, but there was some rumblings that maybe Porzingis was not going to stay there long term. And a surprise deal made last year as Porzingis exited New York for Dallas. So the next opportunity for them was draft and free agency and to try to get as flexible as they possibly could be for the next few years.
Here's Harkless after the basket by Washington. Shot clock at 5. New York needs to get off a shot. Barrett kicks to Harkless. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Brown the pass to Bonga. Wizards passing it around. Here's Bryant, and Bryant slams it in.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense.
And so it's New York with it after the basket by Washington. Here's Barrett, and to get open is Gibson. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
I mean, look, no one guarding you. It's better to not pull up and try the leaner.
No one near Payton as he lets it go. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him.
That's 0 for 4 now. Time to slow it down and maybe get the best possible shot the next time down.
So it's the Wizards now. Here's Bonga, and he comes up with the deuce. Bonga's got 6. Brent, at this point, perennial contenders sometimes coast through the final games of the regular season. Any danger that they can't hit that right button or flip the switch and get back into gear?
When you hear analysts say that the playoffs are all about matchups, they are exactly right. You and I talked about this, Kevin, several years ago about going into the playoffs. Teams don't have to be hot. You don't have to be 10-2 in the last 12 games for your playoffs, because all of a sudden, if you're matched up against a team that's owned you all year long, your chances of winning that series are very, very slim. So it becomes just let's get in and let's find out who we're playing, and then we'll get to work.
It's good on the putback.
Yeah, don't want to lose track of Payton inside. He has size at that guard position and was crafty. Used his body and athleticism and tracked down a no rebound.
Now here's Brown. 9-point game his last outing. Napier passes to Brown. Over Barrett. Brown, good.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Up top, Randall. He's coming off a 16-point game against Atlanta. There's 1:26 left in the first.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
Chalk up 2 there. Brown's got his second basket of the game.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
There at the pass to Randall. Randall can't get that one to fall.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
Here's Hachimura. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Yeah, the bully ball tonight has paid dividends. Highly effective down there with the physical play. He's been off the mark, and that hasn't helped them chip away at the lead. It's been a theme here this quarter.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Here's Barrett. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And what a basket by Barrett, looking unafraid to take on these difficult challenges down low.
And New York making a change here. Robinson's checked in for Gibson. Bobby Portis comes in for Julius Randle. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Maurice Harkless. And it's Ntilikina in for Peyton. Pass to Hachimura. Robinson with the block. But they get it back. Back to Mahinmi. Here's Hachimura. The three-pointer, no good. And so it's the Washington Wizards holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. We've got more in store for you right after this. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And for the Wizards here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Setting the floor for the Knicks. They've got Reggie Bullock. Robinson is out there with Portis, and it's Ntilikina in at the point guard position. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. The promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. But Kevin, we know one thing in New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
And DA, that's when he is at his best. Thank you. Portis, great positioning on the putback.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. And the pass to Hachimura. Corner shot. Robinson pulls it in.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
Stolen away. In transition, here come the Wizards. Smith with the ball. Well-placed alley-oop pass into the layup.
I'm watching Ish Smith watch his teammates. Great swing to the wide-open man for the uncontested shot.
Here's Knox. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position. Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Here's Knox after the basket by Washington. And Washington making a change here. Bonga's checked in, and a switcher also for New York. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Ntilikina. Up top, Ellington, covered by Smith. Oh, and a fast break for the Wizards. Out to the right wing. Mahinmi finds Robinson. Here's Smith. Ellington defending. Here's Bunga. That one goes in for him, too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
Yeah, just really pouring it on right now, trying to take away the opposition's motivation to keep competing in this one.
In transition, here come the Wizards. Good on the shot. Bunga's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And you look at it, 8 of the last 10 points they've given up here coming in transition.
Robinson, that's good.
You don't want to ever give up points on the boards. That's the lesson for the team there. That's a hustle play to save points.
And Mahinmi with the stuff.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. To the middle, deflects the pass. Smith with it, picked up by Portis. And here we go again. Wizards in transition. Up the court they go. Stolen by Bullock. And now here comes Robinson leading the break. Portis kicks to Robinson. Shot from the wing. They get it again. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
The Knicks shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. So for the Knicks, Julius Randle comes in for Bobby Portis, and it's Elfrid Payton in for Knox. Robinson, that's good.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And here are the Knicks now, following the bucket by the Wizards. That's tipped. And now it's Brown running. He can go all the way. And the dunk by Brown.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
And while we have a chance, how about the numbers for Brown? He's right around 9 points a night, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's done his share of the work for the team, definitely making an impact.
Well, the numbers, if you look at them, impressive all the way around, and he's not letting the team down.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Taj Gibson's checked in for Robinson, and Barrett subbed in for Reggie Bullock. And Gibson kicks to Ellington. One-on-one here. He lobs up the alley-oop pass.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
The Knicks have gone 1 of 3 at the line here.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And he's good on the second.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively.
Yeah, take your time. You don't give them another possession.
Yeah, hopefully that's what they'll do here. It's what most teams try to execute at this time in the game.
And here we go again. Wizards in transition. Up the court they go. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Wizards.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
After one half of play, it's been a one-sided affair. Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Washington in control. They are in. And that does it for our half.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Brent, if you were building an offensive system from scratch, what would be your favorite style of play?
I would really tend to lean on 3 guards that could handle the basketball, Kevin. Guys who can initiate plays from all over the floor and really look to find players that are smart about playing off the ball. We've combined 3 of those guys with the skill set, so one has it, and the other 2 are maneuvering around. They're going to cause so much commotion. They're going to cause so many breakdowns defensively within a possession that a multitude of playmaking players, that would be tremendous. And all of those guys, yeah, but all those guys too, Kevin, on top of that, if you talked about their physical nature and stature, I would want guys that are 6'6", 6'7", and long, because When you get back to the other end, you want them to be able to coordinate and take up enough room defensively to cause some problems. But man, 3 guards, 3 long guards, and this is something that Phil Jackson relied on during the years when they won championships in Chicago. He always looked for long guards. Aside from Jordan and Pippen, there was the Ron Harpers of the world that helped accentuate what they could do on the perimeter.
Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Brown out there with Napier, and it's Bunga in at the 3, the small forward. That's the route for Scott Brooks getting going here in the second half. Here's Bryant. Ball's knocked loose. Knicks trail by 20. Pass to Harkless and taken away by Brown. Here's Bunga. It's stolen by Randall. Gibson with it, picked up by Bryant. To the inside. It's stolen by Brown. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on R.J. Barrett.
And although he started playing the game later in life, Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
Wagner, he's checked in for Washington. Smith comes in for Shabazz Napier, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ish Smith. That's his first foul. And so here is New York. There's the lob to Portis.
And we've just seen them make mistakes on back-to-back trips. Both those turnovers could have been avoided. And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Fires for 3, but they recover it. Here's Robinson. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Pretty lax defense there. He's going to see fewer and fewer chances if he can't bury those kind of jumpers.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a path to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch. And the call, and now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And the Wizards making a change here. Robinson's checked in. Here's Ntilikina, covered by Smith. Ntilikina gets the bucket.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by Washington.
Robinson for 3. That shot off, and New York will come the other way. Passes it to Ntilikina. Outside Robinson. Pass to Knox. Clock at 6. Back to Robinson. The pass to Portis. Rebound, Washington. In transition, here come the Wizards. Here's Brown. Ntilikina with the rebound. So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for the Knicks. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for him.
Ntilikina sensing when one of his guys was not covered, and then he found him.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Frank Ntilikina. That's his first foul. Miami's checked in for Hachimura. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Ellington's checked in.
Looking here at some numbers for Smith. How last month turned out for him, he's putting up about 8 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. We know that he can come up with the occasional big play, but his overall numbers haven't been impressive.
There is a bit of a feeling they're all looking to him to step up, and they know he's capable of doing it right now, just not getting it done.
Payton, he's checked in for New York. Smith against Payton. And Mahinmi with the stuff.
What a look from Smith there. Ish with the dish.
Knicks have gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. And here's Bullock. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Rebound by Mahinmi. Smith left side. Yes, that goes in.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Now here's Payton. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. From deep three-point range, and the last shot before the buzzer is off. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's the Wizards. They finish off the third quarter with a massive 16-4 run. They'll be back shortly, live from Washington. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
It's just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Setting the floor for the Knicks. We've got Mo Harkless. Dennis Smith is out there with Wayne Ellington. Then it's Taj Gibson. And it's Dotson in at the 3 slot. Here's Schofield. Kicks it to Grant. Now Napier. Back to Grant. Out to the wing. Here's Schofield. That shot off the mark. Now the Knicks take it the other way. On the wing, Ellington. Back to Harkless. Brent, when a team hires a new coach, what tends to be the feelings of the players in that locker room, knowing there's a new voice in it?
If you are a veteran player, you have the opportunity, more than likely, Kevin, to call 5 or 6 resources that know who that coach is. Because most of the time, coaches that are getting hired have previous NBA experience. If you're a younger player, you're looking at what it is that's being written and said about that coach to try to evaluate how it is that you're going to fit in. The biggest responsibility, Kevin, is that new coach trying to get as many of those players into the facility or at a meeting or at a dinner to have them understand from day one, as soon as possible, what it is that they're about, what it is he's expecting from them, and how it is he's going to go about them. Then all the other things about guesswork, those go away.
Right, all about communication.
That communication, and communication as quick as you possibly can, that's an important factor.
Smith dishes to Ellington. Gibson looking it over. Ellington kicks to Harkless. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Washington called for the foul. He misses the free throw. The Knicks making a switch here. Ntilikina's checked in, and he can't hit the second. The Wizards have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Napier passes to Utah. It's stolen by Smith. To the paint. Here's Ntilikina. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Ntilikina can make some noise around the rim at that size.
Grant with the ball. Pass to Schofield. And the contract structure for NBA first-rounders, 2 years guaranteed, 2 years of team options, qualifying offer. Brent, should we consider changing that up?
I think it's working pretty well, Kevin. I think every front office is out there trying to find players out there that are giving you value beyond your contract. And that happens a lot when you're a team that has a first-round pick, 1 through 10, 1 through 20, and you hit on a draft choice. You potentially could get 3 years, and sometimes 4 when you have incredible players coming into the league as their first year, changing franchises around. But a player that's providing way more value than the contract that they're getting at that time. So I don't see that changing much. It gives teams a long enough time to evaluate the talent coming in.
Seems to be working.
It does. And the players that prove it are looking at the calendar saying, could I fast forward 3 years? Because I really like to cash in on what I'm doing for you.
Here's Grant following the score by Taj Gibson.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Washington.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25. Troy Brown's checked in for Napier, and Gibson kicks to Smith. New York, no good that time either. And so Brown will bring it up for the Washington Wizards. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter, and so it looks like Washington will retain possession here. Portis, he's checked in for Taj Gibson. There's a minute left in the fourth quarter. Passes to Schofield. Brown outside. And pushing it up. Here's New York. It's tipped. Here's Schofield. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. Here's Smith. Second chance shot. Pass to Knox. Back to Smith. Some nice passing by New York here. 5 to shoot. Ntilikina passes to Knox. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Well, Knox finding his way around the rim and then pretty versatile to finish.
There's the pass to Utah. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
Awesome to see their output tonight, trying to urge their team on, and that can always help. That home advantage of home fans getting you going, fully on display here.
Offline. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort